How's it coming through is the question. Turn that down a bit more. That's still pretty loud. Turn up mic volume. Okay, that should be better. If this wasn't loading. Okay. Well. Maybe having the mic in place will actually help this time around. But long story short, I'm playing FNaF 2 until midnight, and then I intend on playing FNaF 1 on max mode. I was informed that tomorrow is FNaF 1's just to make sure. August 8th, yep. Tomorrow is the release date of the original game, and so in honor of that, and since I was already working on playing the games anyway, I figured I would go ahead and do it the day before, and so right now, I'm going to be playing FNaF 2, and then, you know, as I said, midnight, I'm going to be swapping over to FNaF 1. Now, based on my FNaF 1 gameplay, I should have FNaF 2 beaten up to the custom night by that point. So, hopefully I won't have any issues, especially since this is my best game. FNaF 2 is, out of the original 5, is pretty much my favorite. It is pretty consistently the one I go back and actually replay. On top of that, it's the one that I do the best in.
Hello, and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I'm here to talk you through some of the things you can expect to see during your first week here and to help you get started down this new and exciting career path. Now, I want you to forget anything you may have heard about the old location, you know. Some people still have a somewhat negative impression of the company.
Probably.
That old restaurant was kind of left to rot for quite a while, but I want to reassure you,
Bite of 83.
Fazbear Entertainment is committed to family fun and above all, safety. They've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics. Facial recognition, advanced mobility. They even let them walk around during the day. Isn't that neat? But most importantly, they're all tied into some kind of criminal database so they can detect a predator a mile away. Heck, we should be paying them to guard you. Now that being said, no new system is without its kinks. You're only the second guard to work at that location. The first guy finished his week, but complained about conditions. We switched him over to the day shift. So, hey, lucky you, right? Mainly he expressed concern that certain characters seem to move around at night and even attempted to get into his office. Now, from what we know, that should be impossible. That restaurant should be the safest place on Earth. So while our engineers don't really have an explanation for this, the working theory is that the robots were never given a proper night mode. So when it gets quiet, they think they're in the wrong room. So then they go try to find where the people are, and in this case, that's your office. So our temporary solution is this. There's a music box over by the prize counter, and it's rigged to be wound up remotely. So just every once in a while, switch over to the prize counter video feed and wind it up for a few seconds. It doesn't seem to affect all of the animatronics, but it does affect one of them. And as for the rest of them, we have an even easier solution. You see, there may be a minor glitch in the system, something about the robot seeing you as an endoskeleton without a costume on, and wanting to stuff you into a suit. So hey, we've given you an empty Freddy Fazbear head. Problem solved. You can put it on any time and leave it on for as long as you want. Eventually anything that wandered in will wander back out. Something else worth mentioning is kind of the quartz modern design of the building. You may have noticed there are no doors for you to close. But hey, you have a light, and even though your flashlight can run out of power, the building cannot. So don't worry about the place going dark. Well, I think that's it. You should be golden. Check the lights, put on the Freddy head if you need to. Keep the music box wound up. Piece of cake. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I don't know, the urge to take a gander upon the right event and see the wobbly wires. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like phased out of reality right now. The one thing about this game that I like about FNaF 1 specifically is the fact that 1, it's easier to press the buttons, it's got a much larger box, and 2, you hold to keep it instead of the old one where, you just gotta, you got perfect clicking, and then you have to do it again. As you saw the only downside is that sometimes you only get the flash. But in this one, you need the flash, not necessarily consistent line. No. You're not allowed. I didn't mean to put it. Can you... also be the resolution. Oh my god. This is getting I might need to go fix this stuff because okay, I'm going to
hello? See, I told you your first night wouldn't be a problem. You're a natural. By now I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. This location, and we just use them for parts
oh
now.
my god.
The idea at first was to repair them. They even started retrofitting them with some of the newer technology, but they were just so ugly, you know? The smell. So the company decided to just go in a whole new direction and make them super kid-friendly. Those old...
Real quick.
I love those old characters. Did you ever see Foxy the Pirate?
Fix
Oh wait,
this.
Foxy. Oh yeah, Foxy. Hey listen, that one was always a bit twitchy. I'm not sure if the Freddy head trick will work on Foxy. If for some reason he activates during the night, and you see him standing at the far end of the hall, just flash your light at him from time to time. Those older models would always get disoriented with bright lights. It would cause a system restart or something. Come to think of it, you might want to try that on any room where something undesirable might be. It might hold him in place for a few seconds. That glitch might have carried over to the newer models too. One more thing, don't forget the music box. I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere. I don't think the Freddy mask will fool it, so just don't forget the music box. Anyway, I'm sure it won't be a problem. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I don't like this animatronic. It's thinking. I do apologize for being so quiet this live stream. I kind of in my own world. Wow. What is wrong with that? the toy center office was foreign to me for such a long time. It's kind of weird to think that I didn't used to think and I wonder if I'm actually wording away everything. He just keeps getting closer to me. I also do apologize for not checking chat. I know that is something you guys would prefer me doing a little bit more of, I am sure. But until I get through the main 5 nights, there's like many moments where I can check it if I'm trying to survive with no deaths. So I will likely, you know, check when I have the opportunity first. Okay. Okay, I do apologize on the mic thing. I am working with the best that I have. It is just the fact that I do not have the greatest mic ever, and I have turned down the in-game volume as much as I can with it still being, you know, usable and all that, and it's just, I can only do so much with it. I am doing my best to be quiet because trying to respect that to the best of my abilities, which is why I'm not super loud, because the only times I have to really stream is late at night if I want other people to be available. So, because of
Hello? Yeah, I told you you wouldn't have any problems. Did
circumstances,
Foxy ever repair the hallway?
unfortunately,
Probably
it
not.
just
I was
turns
just
out,
curious.
you know,
Like I said, he was always my favorite.
circumstances
They tried to remake
were
Foxy, you
very-
know? They
when
thought
you
the
don't
first one
have
was too
something
scary,
built.
so they redesigned him to be more kid-friendly
I
instead
have
of
not
a
yet
kid's
gotten
code.
to the
To
point
keep the
of
toddlers
actually
entertained, you know?
that
But
is
kids
on my
these days
list
just
though,
can't keep their hands to themselves.
but it likely
The
won't be
staff
my
literally had to
go-to
put
before I
Foxy
get
back
one.
together at the end of every shift. Eventually they just stopped trying and left him as some kind of take apart, put back together attraction. Now he's just a mess of parts.
Okay.
I think the employees
I
refer
need
to
to
him
slow
as
down.
just
I
the
am
mangle.
going way too fast for being only 9.
Oh hey, before I go, I wanted to ease your mind about any rumors you might have heard lately. You know how these local stories come and go and seldom mean anything. I can personally assure you that whatever is going on out there, however tragic it may be, has nothing to do with our establishment. It's just all rumor and speculation, people trying to make a buck, you know. Our guard during the day has reported nothing unusual, and he's on watch from opening till close. Okay, well anyway, hang in there and I'll talk with you tomorrow.
Actually, who guards the place between me and Day? That's a great question. Who guards the place in between the guards? Because if I'm guarding at night, recognized that. It scared me half to death. That's interesting. Balloon play doesn't count as auditory threat. Huh. Because that sound plays whenever someone is threatening you. That's interesting. Why does Balloon Boy not count for that auditory cue? I mean, I guess he's a non-lethal directly. Man, I'm so curious how I would be trying to play this game. Like, not sober. I think it would be interesting trying to play this game drunk. Like, maybe help one. Interesting. So someone's actually threatening me. Like, because whether it's attention. Okay, she got it. I'm sure you guys know. Once we hit night 4, we're likely going to need boys here. The threatening music. Bonnie's one. So Blue Boy's gonna be the first one. I do apologize. I'm trying to get better about projecting my voice a bit more as well whenever I am streaming. It is a learned skill to say the least. I am not the most used to talking to myself when playing a game out loud like this. I'm used to talking to myself while playing a game, because if I'm playing with another person, I guess those are the only two options, but I'm usually talking to alone, and so being alone, I have to treat it as if I'm alone, and I do apologize for that. Yeah, I talking to myself. Horrible habits, trying to work through it. It's a work in progress. That's just me not projecting my voice. Once I get a better, night 3. I don't know. Am I doing better this time? Like, after I mentioned it this time? Is it better? Like, at all?
Hello. Hey there, Night 4. I told you to get the hang of it. Okay, so, just to update you, there's been somewhat of an investigation going on. We may end up having to close for a few days. Though, that it's really just a precaution. Fazbear Entertainment denies any wrongdoing. These things happen sometimes.
Well, of course you do.
It'll all get sorted out in a few days. Just keep an eye on things and I'll keep you posted. Just as a side note though, try to avoid eye contact with any of the animatronics side if you can. Someone may have tampered with their facial recognition systems. We're not sure. But the characters have been acting very unusual, almost aggressive towards the staff. They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare. Anyway, hang tight, it'll all pass. Good night.
Are kind of hot though. Gotta admit it. Some people, like, now I may be a dude, but I will admit when it's hot. Like, respect to the guys that are hot. But like, these animatronics, they know what's up. They know it. And there's just been a lot of really hot people showing up at Fazbear's lately. And they're just stupefied. So they just stare. They can't understand why they're just so good looking. The solution to FNaF was right under our noses. It was so obvious. Just mesmerized by the humans. It's astounding. Oh, just aside, though, like, if you're at a robot place, and normally robots are, like, you know, not acting weird, they start acting weird, normally you would stop robots for a while, so that they're not acting weird. Isn't Balloon Boy still in the... Yeah, he is chilling. No matter what, I'm an auditor. What? Speak of the devil. Let me see. good something might be for you. It's pretty 50-50 on that idea. Towards bottom I go. So, it's rather here that you choose the puppets. One, it's okay. Because the Dolby in the FNaF 1 pizza that if you didn't know, it's me. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's somewhere in Timbuktu. Oh, oops. Didn't mean to do that.
Oh, hey, good job, night 5. Hey, keep a close eye on things tonight, okay? From what I understand, the building is on lockdown. No one is allowed in or out,
Sorry,
you know.
talking quietly again.
Especially concerning any previous employees. When we get it all sorted out, we may move into the day shift.
The mic is better.
This one just became
Audio on
available.
that.
We don't have a replacement for your shift yet, but we're working on it. We're going to try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. It's closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down. So just get through one more night. Hang in there. Good night.
Hello.
That bug that makes my mouse jump really is starting to get to me. It's like, it's so inconsistent. I guess it's by nature inconsistent. Man. was kind of like in the FNaF 4 where it became flush. And it's just so confused because it's just like that would be so funny to me. Ooh, that could be a hit. The FNaF 2 movie then. Keep calling it the FNaF 2 movie. FNaF movie 2. Please, the movie. Drop in without Just like that some of them overlap each other anyways for some reason. Attacks. It's like you don't stop and show everyone which is really that's convenient. That's gonna end up killing me. I already know. Don't need to tell me twice. It's gonna kill me. But that's the first 5 nights beat in 1-7. No deaths either. That's the first star. So, with that note, take a gander upon. I see. I see. I will give you time to respond and to maybe say something before moving on to night 6. I could literally just play FNaF 2 through through my Streamlabs thing. This is funny. That's the one thing about full screen games that is funny. Comedy. I am not okay. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Wait, did my game not actually quiet down? Because I have it set to turn. Unless if it's desktop audio that I need to turn. I was turning down the wrong slider. Oh no. Oh, I hope that's better for you guys. I am so sorry. This whole time I was turning down one thing and I don't think that was the thing that was actually capturing the sound for it. Oh no. Now I feel really bad. Crap. Oh. I do apologize to y'all. Hopefully that fixes it. It never clicked that that was why. Hey, you're not supposed to be here.
Hello, hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one
At
of the
least for a
suits.
while.
We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled
Oh
for
yeah,
tomorrow.
Golden
It's a
Freddy's a
birthday.
thing
You'll be
now.
on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics. Make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay? For now, just make it through the night.
Was that the bite of
When the place
83?
eventually opens again, I'll probably take
Potentially.
a night shift myself. Okay, good night and good luck.
Oh, there's so much happening, it's lagging even my computer. um... a lot of things happening all of a sudden, out of nowhere. So, um, yeah, do it. You won't. You won't do it. Because you're a pussy. That's right. I said it. I called you out, Foxy. I'm talking to you specifically, Foxy. Maybe it's because you're only the only cat-ish one. Okay. And then Rimboy will be showing up any moment. Goes on the move. Somebody's approaching. Someone's probably here. Yep. Hi. That was rather quick. I gotta wind that a bit. I gotta wind this dude. I gotta do something. Okay. I am progressively... This is not good. This early, losing a grip. Oh, thank you, Foxy, for giving me a moment. I already know that's going to be much, much worse for me once I hit. I guess his placement in the hall doesn't mean anything. There was only so much flashing I could do there. Well, that wasn't the greatest. I am like dying now. That one murdered my soul. It's saddening that it's only the deaths that come out of nowhere that catch me off guard, because it's like, I knew I was having issues staying on him, but I thought I was staying on him enough to still live since he ducked into a side hall. But unfortunately, that was not the case. I just didn't have enough time to flash him, because they were all showing up back to back to back. What could I have done differently is the better question here. What could I have done to give myself time? I guess I didn't need to stay on the cams until it was fully wound up. I could have just focused on winding it to half. I guess I could also be checking the side rooms for him and catching him there. Because if he's in a side room, I can calm him down a bit more from there too. Maybe? That's only when he's not... I guess that's how you keep track of his progress through the hall, though, is by checking the party rooms. Because he comes into the closer party rooms when he gets closer. I guess? Maybe? That's always been one thing I haven't been super sure on. And that's Foxy's distancing. Okay, no, he's there. So I should be okay for now? Question mark? There's not really a good rhyme or reason. Okay, that one's definitely Blood Boy. See, when people are moving through the hall, though, you can't... Your light doesn't do anything. Which makes it difficult to get Foxy with. Oh, I'm scrooged. That was close. I don't know. Maybe shining the light on empty does work. I will say, the only time I ever beat Night 6 was a long time ago. I've beaten all the VR ones. I've actually fully completed VR, Help Wanted 1 and 2. Get you a bit. Yeah, I had time. No! 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 That's bullshit. That's actually bullshit. That wasn't even because of bad gameplay. See, that's the one thing about these games that bugs me some, is you can die even if you're doing perfectly. Unfortunately, it comes down to RNG sometimes. Now, not saying that moment specifically was RNG based and it was, everything's horrible, it's all the game's fault. No, that was my fault. I wasn't able to keep it wound up fully. But it was just unfortunate that the way the events played out, my moments were spent more worrying about Foxy than the puppet. And instead of just single flashing Foxy, I was multi-flashing Foxy. And I was still checking the sides instead of just immediately rewinding, which at all max mode, it's really difficult to balance knowing when to hit all the sides and when to ignore the sides and go ahead and just focus on Foxy Puppet. Because, I mean, as you saw, it's really difficult to do that. And it, just was unfortunate how the events went. So, is what it is. Oh! Sorry to MR Man Keaton. So you can flip onto the mask. Yeah, I know I can. I sometimes flip between doing the mask and Cam's swap thing. Flicking underneath the music box area? Not entirely sure what I mean by that, but I'm also, Oh, well, I'm not trying to apply, like, full strats right now. I'm just kind of playing it the traditional manner for the... Well, because I feel like it. If I was trying to do my absolute best, then, tempting fate with holding off on, like, Mangle, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica. Those I do have half a moment, so if I know those are the ones approaching, yes, I know I can wait an extra moment when winding and stuff. If it comes down to it, I might start doing that, but I prefer to keep the integrity of the initial idea of someone's attacking, you gotta stop. I prefer to play that way. It feels safer to me. I prefer just focusing on my response times over my specific actions of tempting fate. I mean, if I die again, obviously I'm gonna have to change something. I need to work better on keeping track of who's in the vents based on auditory cues and attacks. I hate that that sound continues to play when you're off the camera. Although at least I only have to worry about it the one time Mangle enters. I guess that's Foxy. Yep. It's also annoying that you can't shine multiple lights at once. It makes sense-ish from the rudimentary gameplay standpoint, and they did live up to that name in Help Wanted, keeping it to where you can only do two things at once. But it comes down to a thing where it's just like, dang. Because it would be easier to deal with Foxy if you could. Okay. Hi, Bonnie. Should have expected you. I really should have. It's always like the first hour is much faster, but I think it's purely because I don't know, maybe it's because of the call, maybe it's because of that, you know, wind up. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. I don't know what I just did, but it just threw me off so badly. I wonder if... And... Yep, there it is. I deserve that. I deserve that badly. I deserved every second of that. That was bad. Okay, in that situation... Okay, so for reference to those not reading the chat right now, with FNaF 3 Nightmare, what I recommend is if you get hit by one of the phantoms, run through all the phantom locations in your office really quickly and get them all out of the way as fast as possible. And when doing that, always make sure you set up an audio looper first so that, you know, you have that opportunity of maybe drawing him back for that moment because you are forced to go deal with ventilation. That's how I do it. I don't know if this is like an actual strategy anybody does or not. I don't know. I'm not huge on FNaF 3. FNaF 2 is definitely my game. But, you know, it is what it is. Any strategies you can come up with that works, I'm all ears, man. Although, the way I play the... Okay, I can't necessarily say I'm all ears. I am definitely open to suggestions if I'm repeatedly failing. And, you know, I definitely, you know, appreciate the interaction and the strategizing and discussing it. I'm all for that, all the time, every day, all day. But when I'm first playing through the game, like if it's a new game, I love figuring it out myself. So even if, you know, someone out there does know this really good strategy for a specific night, and it's like, oh, okay, that's really cool that you know that. But let me try it first. Let me see if I can figure out something. It's a me thing, and every time Markiplier talks about something like that, because I actually recently rewatched him playing all the games and then going through and watching him play all the new games, which I hadn't seen yet. And so something he always reiterated is that even when live streaming, there would be moments where he would ignore the chat because they kept trying to give him strategies and stuff that were based on exploiting specific things. And even though the exploits, and well, this was specifically UCN, so in order to win you kind of have to rely on exploits when doing all max. But it's one of those things where I'm with him on that. I personally want to try to beat it of my own fruition versus using these really niche strategies that exploit specific factors of how the game was built and how it works. Even though I know that is part of beating games at their hardest difficulties the majority of the times. Like Yoshi's Island, you can't, if you're doing a speed run of it, you are constantly exploiting the using the tongue to grab eggs, especially if you are doing a 100% speed run. Like, that's huge for it, but when I speedrun, and I'm dead. Oh, well, at least I get a mini game. H. he? I'm not entirely sure the points of that minigame. It was just, I guess it was spelling save them. So. I have not beaten 420 mode in FNaF 1. I actually plan on playing that once it hits midnight in celebration of 11 years of FNaF. And I know I can spam it, I just prefer to get good at the timing. That's just my preference. I know I can sit and spam it waiting for it, but I don't know. Back when I first started playing, I was always scared to take it off. And even though, you know, knowing in the future that is something that, you know, it locks you in the mask so you don't accidentally take it off, I just prefer to time it. Makes me feel like I'm, you know, good at the game. And again, that just boils down to preferences of playstyles. Obviously, when I go to do all max mode, I'm not going to really have a choice but to sit there and spam it, essentially. But, you know. I was caught off a lot that last round. Well, hello, Balloon Boy. Frickin' beeline. Oh my gosh, if I can click where I actually need to click. Ooh, hello. It took, what, 4 deaths to get you to show up? Wait, I've also died to a different person every time. I've died once to Bonnie, once to Freddy, once to the puppet, and once to Foxy. See, that's why. That's why I don't. That right there. That moment where you accidentally put it on a second time. I have died doing that before on mobile. It's horrible. Why is Balloon Boy being so speedy? It's a demon. He's a race car driver flying down the halls. The other reason why I don't is because half the time you're dealing with someone that won't force the monitor down, in which, you know, in that situation, if you're used to being able to do that, you'll drop it again. And I don't want to really do that, because I definitely find that as an issue to me in my gameplay if I am dropping the mask when someone is in front of me. And yes, I did listen to your advice of waiting a moment on the main goal. I guess I don't get an opportunity. Okay. Finally getting a breather for half a moment. Now, do I get to keep this breather for long? No. But I have it. So, utilize what you got while you got it. Okay. Not sure why he killed me. I'd been consistently flashing him, so... See, it's not entirely clear. Because there aren't actual visual stages. It's just a timer, which, okay, that's fine, I get that. But from a player standpoint, that is, like, really, really, you know, trying to keep tight on timing and stuff. That can be, you know, pretty like, you know, pretty rough. Trying to beat it, and it being, you know, something where you have to die so many freaking times to figure out the stupid timer on. Like, okay, is it better to spam it or to single tap it every once in a while? Like, cause it's not apparent enough, in my opinion. It's not like there are different distances in the hall he's at. It's just who's near him. Well, screw it. I'm flashing as much as humanly possible now, because I've died to him twice now at 3/4 a.m. or whatever that is. And I'm tired of it. Oh my god. Okay, no movement. Okay, I'm going to treat it like the blanked light does something as well. So anytime someone's moving, I'm still going to flash it like before. And just hope that it's an visual thing. See, I did it again. Okay, I'm not bothering with checking the sides. You know, with the light only dealing with a whole one character, it's really not that big of a deal if you run out of flashlight. It is a big deal if you run out of it early. Like, the way FNaF 1 works, if you run out of power at 5 a.m., like, half the time you still are able to win. It's only when you lose it earlier than 5 that you actually lose. Okay, there's a lot of... What? What? Huh? Why did I die? He wasn't even in the hallway. Like, what? Is there just something I'm not catching here? Is there just some niche thing that I don't understand? This just makes zero sense to me. Like, why? Why did that kill me? Why did... Okay, I got 3 minutes. I am going to do a little research before swapping over to FNaF 1, because I am now curious. Why exactly, even with flashing FNaF 2 Foxy Aggression Explanation. Like, why does it exactly work that way? Okay, what's this say? As max AI, I've consistently followed a strategy where I wind through 4 1-second intervals, which are flashing, and then pull down the mask to pause D while following a cycle. So I figured Foxy should enter his Got You stage at XX5 if random 5 for that 5-second cycle. What? What does D mean? What the heck does D mean? Alteral value D? Oh. Oh. Wait, what? Alteral value D doesn't increase at a fixed rate. It increases if the Freddy head is used unnecessarily or no one has been in the office for a while. And shining the light down the hall decreases it. And the amount of time you need to shine the flashlight on him to make him go away depends on the night. What? So, night 1 it takes 1.7, night 2 is 3.3, night 3 is 5, night 4 is 6.7, night 5 is 8.3, night 6 is 10, and night 7 is 11.7. Set a ready rate of 1 for the next 4 seconds while you wind. So, when it says flash, that does mean constant flashing, right? Do you have to spam the light on Foxy in FNaF 2? So, okay, so it is like a flickering thing. So I have to... Okay. To put it simply, Foxy essentially has a timer that will cause his jump scare if it runs out. The timer is paused whenever Toy Freddy or one of the withered animatronics is standing in your office, causing the blackout thing. Okay. That timer gets reset when you flash him. To conserve battery, it's usually easier for you to just flash him and reset his timer every few seconds. Depending on his AI, level ranges from every 20-ish seconds to every 4 seconds. Yes, the game just doesn't have all the sprites to represent all the different hallway combinations, so whether Foxy is overlapped. Regardless of whether or not there are animatronics overlapping him, he's still there, and flashing him is just as effective. Okay, so always flash the hallway. That's good to know. We are learning. Okay, so you do have to spam the light. For night 6, you have to do it for a total of 10 seconds. And it gets reset. It resets his timer when you flash him. But it pauses whenever you are getting attacked with the blinking lights. Okay, this makes sense. Okay. I do appreciate the tutorial recommendation. I do. However, I do not want to sit and watch a tutorial. I would rather read about it, personally speaking. But, you know, that's just me. But we are on to FNaF numero uno. Which, as I have mentioned before, is the all max mode, so I will have to be relearning how to do that. Yay. In my previous live stream, obviously, you know, I got my 2 stars, beat night 6. Surprisingly, all with 1 death in 2 hours. Proud of myself on that one. And then I spent about half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that, working on the all max mode. Now, do I remember what I was using as my strategy? Not entirely. What I do remember is I was letting Freddy get to the door, because watching him, he would immediately move as soon as I stopped watching him. So it just wasn't worth it. And then I was also checking Foxy consistently. But I think the issue came down to Bonnie and Chica and how frequently I was checking them. Because I think I kept getting so concerned about power consumption and running out of power that I would make mistakes dealing with them. And then I would end up dying prematurely before I even had the opportunity. So, obviously my biggest issue is Foxy running. I know Foxy running once is pretty much necessary and pretty much guaranteed. But it would be better for him to run earlier in the night so that I have much more accurate representation of what my power is going to be, as long as I can keep up with him. But if I let him run earlier in the night and then I mess up, and I let him run, then I'm screwed anyway. I mean, as long as I'm not opening doors when I shouldn't be, and dying like last time. When Chica is at the left door, Chica doesn't go to the left door. She goes to the right door. Also, I gotta make sure Foxy doesn't attack. This is the all-max mode. Yay! I'm gonna die a lot. We all know this. Okay, kitchen. Bathroom. Okay. And now he just laughs a shit ton. Oh my gosh. Why immediately? Right, I can't be doing that anymore. Ooh, almost made that mistake. Nope. I think letting Foxy run needs to be dependent on how frequently Bonnie and Chica are attacking me. Because if they're attacking me a lot, I'm gonna have to let them run once. But if they're not attacking me that often, I don't have to let them run. So I think that needs to be the ongoing motivation behind my strategy. It's just how frequently they're attacking. Was that? No, that's me dripping. It's annoying that Foxy still moves mildly randomly. If I power out, that's not the worst thing. As long as I am at like halfway through 5 a.m., I have a fighting chance. That's as far as I need to make it. As long as I don't make any stupid mistakes that get myself killed by me, like, opening the monitor with the door open, or leaving a door open long enough to get killed, I should be fine. Okay, should be going on 2. Okay, we're still on par with power. Was that running or about to? That's about to. Okay, and I'm dead. I don't know how I'm not dead. Okay. That's about to run. No, it's not. That's about to run. Don't run once an hour, man. I'm doing really good. No, I'm doing really good. No. I'm keeping my 20 an hour. Oh, shit. Fuck. And now I can't do anything about Foxy. Just kill me. That's the one flaw to the strategy I use on preserving power, is then I do that. Because he shows up early enough that his kill timer hits by the time that I open the door. It's just unfortunate timing on everything, realistically, but it's definitely something I can control by just flashing the light instead. But in me trying to, you know, do the best that I can. What do you mean not having the cam on 4B? There's no point in watching him. That doesn't change anything. Yeah, but why stall Foxy a little bit when I can stall Foxy a lot of it and just power control? I mean, I personally find it much more valuable to control every last ounce of power I can, but, I mean, I can see why people would follow that kind of strategy, I guess. I mean, I mean... See, the whole reason why I'm closing the right door is specifically to deal with Freddy. Because if I pull up the camera, if I'm not specifically cam stalling Freddy, he's going to kill me. But if I never deal with Foxy, then I'm going to die to Foxy. And I would prefer dealing with Foxy over Freddy. Yeah, I mean, I've never tried doing it the other way, and I might try it the other way. I mean, I can definitely see why it's likely more profitable, because then that would stop you from having to close the doors like I have been. But then the issue is you don't know when Foxy's running. But then you could sit on the camera a little bit longer instead of... I mean, realistically, I could just sit on the camera slightly longer. But then that would drain more power doing it the way I am. Because then you would have the door closed anyway. You know, that makes sense, and realistically, I could always just swap strategies whenever, as long as Chica's there. Because then if I do need to conserve more power, then I could always just swap to the way I'm doing. Or need to use more power, I guess? I don't know. I don't know. I'll give it a try. It'll definitely be different, but I'll give it a shot. I've never... It's kitchen, bathroom, or I say kitchen, dining room. That's the hall. Predict him. Right. Duh. Right. I am... Right, I'm still playing all max mode. Bonnie exists. Okay, okay. So... I see. So if the door is up and you are already on 4B, he won't move. But if you leave that camera at all, he's immediately in the room. So then if that's the case, then I need to make sure I'm watching Foxy at the beginning. But every so many flips, I can always just go check Foxy. Huh. It's gonna take some getting used to put it in with my main strategy. It's not my main strategy, it's altering my main strategy. Dining room, bathroom, kitchen, hall. Can you, like... Okay. There. That's why he laughs so frequently, because he's repeatedly checking the door. Oh. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Okay. Okay, I get it. So as long as I don't pull up the camera again before he laughs that second time, then I'm still good. So get you to run now while no one's there. It definitely changes a lot in my strategy. Oh my gosh. I still dislike how finicky these buttons are sometimes. Oh yeah, you're fine. I can definitely see how this conserves a lot more power. Now if only I could get myself to stop leaving lights on. The power bill's $300. Can you stop the waste of electricity in Lego City? So always be under the assumption that he's there. I don't know why I'm assuming that he's, you know, going to be attacking me. I didn't before. So why'd that change now? I guess the only fear this runs is Foxy attacking more frequently. But because you're cam stalling Freddy... I definitely see why this strategy is efficient. I just gotta... just gotta get better at the game. I gotta get good. Oh, my wrist is dying, though. I'm definitely not winning this round. Because normally I want to be at 4 a.m. by the time I hit 40. Is that true? 1 a.m. by 80. 2 a.m. by 60. 3 a.m. by 40. Nope. 3 a.m. by 40. 5 by 20. Nope. My 10 power an hour goal is still managing to be met. Huh. Still a little concerned about Foxy here. Because he's wanting to runny. And I don't want him to runny. And Chica's infrequent at my door enough. I need to still check Foxy. And I have no idea. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chica. Thank you for being the bane of my freaking existence. Thank you so much for putting me right at all of my fitness goals. Realistically, if I can at least make it to 5, I have a shot of beating it this round, but the likeliness is just not high enough. Having that second... No, I think that was the third. I think that's why it caused such a detriment. Because that would have been 7, not 4. Leaving me with, like, no power for the, you know, last hour. And that's a run. Or not a run, but... Well... I can't handle another Foxy run, so... And he's running. You know what? Let's... And I'm dead anyway. I'm dead no matter what. I don't have the time to, I didn't make it far enough in the night to win. Unless if I'm really stupidly lucky. No music? Oh, there it is. 3 honks for luck? Oh, yeah. No. Unfortunate, but that did get me a lot farther than my prior strategy. So I guess I'm sticking with that, because that did at least get me to 5 a.m., unlike my other strategy where I would mess up by 3. Because I feel like I'm stressing about hitting Bonnie and Chica a lot less, because I'm not constantly opening and closing that door. So, I guess it was definitely the right call to go ahead and switch instead of trying to do it by purely looking at Foxy. But having the more frequent Foxy runs is definitely getting to me. And it obviously was my fault at the beginning because I didn't, check Foxy consistently. Oh my gosh. Let's see. That's how I beat it, but everyone has a unique way. Also at the start, spam, flip your camera on 4B so Foxy don't come out so quick at the start. Ideal time to stop spam flick is 97%. In my runs, I would normally hit 3 a.m. around 43 a.m. or 43%, and I would hit 4 a.m. around 28%. Stall 3. Okay. Yeah, this strategy is definitely working better than the other one, but I think at the beginning, I definitely should be watching Foxy a bit. Oh, excuse me, gassy. Should definitely be watching Foxy more right off the bat. And I guess it would make sense to, do it this way so that when Freddy decides to show up, I'm already... So yeah, you were literally telling me the same thing I was already doing. Just instead of doing it on Foxy's cam, I'm doing it on Freddy's. But my mistake was that I wasn't doing it at all last time. And that the lights don't want to frickin' turn off. On top of that, there were multiple occasions where I was on the camera for extra and closed the door to go check Foxy. So, I guess, not perfect. Although Chica is approaching. I find it interesting that Chica overrides Freddy. Oh yeah, you're fine. It would be absolutely wonderful if the lights were, like, button located. But we can't win them all. I can also logic my way. Because if someone was just there, I don't necessarily have to check for them immediately. Now I should begin checking for them again rather quickly. Not saying I shouldn't, but... So, it's kind of a gamble on how frequently you check Foxy. That doesn't feel the safest. I'm honestly dreading Foxy just randomly killing me. Although I guess if I'm... Oh, that's... That's dumb. Literally as soon as I get to it. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. And sitting there doing that for 6 minutes straight is rough on the wrist. I like to pump it. Sorry, I was checking a notification for a YouTube short to watch later, because why not? And of course it happens to just be about FNaF. Yay! I really hope that other streamers, like I plan on streaming this game today since it is the anniversary of. Yeah, that one was just definitely poor RNG. But I actually like feel closer than ever to beating this. So I personally think that if I can get down the dealing with the sticky lights and you know, some of the more annoying things. Bonnie's pretty consistently like on that left door. See, like that. I click the second time, but it no do. Why no do? Hair do, so why not you? Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and we one go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and we one go home. I don't know why I sing about the Tallyman, but Tallyman come 'cause we one go home. My whole goal is, even with the Foxy Drains, to stay with as little power consumption as humanely freaking possible. And unfortunately, not only wasting power, but potentially killing myself. That's the way to play. That's the ticket. Good job, sport. Oh my god, my wrist is dying. Okay, Chica's in the corner. At least by checking as frequently as I am making it to where I know when Chica's there, for the most part. I need to re-download it, but I have attempted to do the FNaF real-time, but unfortunately, when I tried to do it on my old computer, it kind of sort of broke, and nobody would kill me. Like, I sat there for like half an hour straight, and nobody moved to kill me. And I don't know if it was just really freaking lucky RNG, or if... okay. Or if it was a bug in the game. Because people were attacking me for a while. Or, no, nobody attacked me even from the start, come to think of it. I unlisted the live stream because, you know, who wouldn't live stream a 6-hour-long game of playing FNaF? Who wouldn't put themselves into the security guard chair for 6 hours straight? Like, it's the real deal. Why wouldn't you want to do that? But, it's one of those things where I think it just was because my computer was not a gaming computer, nor was it a newer computer. So I think just the combination of those two factors just kind of broke the game. Oh my god. Haven't seen Chica in a minute. And I hear the stepper in of someone. Not sure who. And I figured out who. My stupid wrist is cramping. This happened last time. Because I'm doing this at the end, I'm spending all my wrist dexterity on the base game. And in this situation, FNaF 2 base game and attempting Night 6. And my wrist is just cramping. And it's locking up on me, which is not great. So maybe for 5 minutes or so, I'm going to take a break from the game itself. Let's see. It's FNaF 1 anniversary! Yeah, woo! Hello, Ninos Pinto. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Yes, I do check outside of, gameplay. Well, with the real time, it hit like 1:15, and they weren't doing anything. They were just walking back and forth constantly, and it's just like, I mean, I guess with it being FNaF 1 and it already being very RNG based, it probably was just very RNG. Since it normally gives you 2 hours to prepare and look over your scopes, I guess it would make sense that nobody would attack you until at least 1 a.m. But, like, it's weird going into a FNaF game knowing that it's going to be really, really slow the entire time. But, I mean, I guess that is the point of the security aspect. You just have to watch. But, I don't know. Oh, did my game decide to resize? Did it resize? It resized itself. I apologize, y'all. I didn't realize that the game decided to resize itself in my live stream. It probably did. Oh, right, because FNaF 2, for some reason, is a much wider screen. Because who knows? Ow, my poor wrist. I need to get, like, an ice pack next time I plan on streaming FNaF. Ugh. Ow. It doesn't help that every time I stream, it's always after work. And because of what I do, it's a lot of lifting totes with handles on them. And so when I'm constantly lifting these totes, I'm constantly pulling on my wrists. So I'm not surprised that 2 hours of consistent computer use in which I'm not just like pulling my hand back off the mouse, I'm consistently playing the game for 2 hours straight, is really wearing on it. Because normally the kinds of games I play a lot of like clicker games, I play a lot of like idle games and puzzle games where I'm not constantly physically having to move the mouse. I have moments where I can just sit and relax and look at it. And so not having those opportunities of being able to just sit for a moment kinda is a bit of pain. Am I actually waiting 5 minutes? No. Realistically, no. I mean, I guess I have almost hit the 5-minute mark. But I'm not gonna do this if I just keep sitting around, right? So if I want to get this done, then I just need to do it. Yeet my feet to the beat. Or my name isn't Baljeet. This strategy definitely helps keep back Foxy, though. Hello, Chica. That was just an unfortunate moment where they both showed up, like, right when I pulled up the camera. And so I got to Chica in time, but not Bunny. Which is, you know, unfortunate to see, but there goes ye random games where I'm not moving super fast. Because with doing this, I force myself to go a little bit slower on some motions, because I know that if I don't, I move too quickly, and then I cause myself more issues in the long run. But I guess in this situation, I was definitely too slow. Heh, you're too slow. I apologize for the absolute random references to that, again, my stupid wrist. That was unfortunate. Although I'm not too sure why Chica jump scared me. I didn't realize this was Chica Simulator. Pain in my wrist. It exists. How did I resize it? In my live stream resizer? Like, in my live stream editing thing, I have, you know, each of the individual things. Like, I can drag it around. I can make it really small. I can make it really big. Like, you see this watermark? Yeah, it's gonna fill the screen. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I got this. I got this. I got this. We're making sure to celebrate 11 years of FNaF by staring at this that barely fits on the screen now. But my software just lets me do this. Oh no, I gotta resize it. Oh no, wait. Oh no. Oh no, I gotta shrink it. I didn't think this far ahead. I did not think this far ahead. Oh no. And I can't just like end the stream and come back later and it be fixed. Because it's not a preset anything. I'm just manually changing it every time I change games. Okay, is that sized correctly? No, it's not. It's still a little... Oh no, now it's small. There we go. Use OBS. I recommend Streamlabs. That's what I use and what Shaman uses. We both use that. It essentially just kind of streamlines all your different audios in a mixer. Setting up your sources, if you don't know what you're doing, can be a little rough. I personally did not know what I was doing to start with. And so trying to stream for the first time after years, at the least, was, you know, a little rough. But, you know, now that I've gotten back at it and I'm consistently using the software, I'm figuring out things a little bit better. But enough about that. I'm going to get past 1 a.m. Watch me. I'm going to do so good, guys. I got this. I got this. Watch me. I'm going to beat 1 a.m. at Freddy's. Because that's something that I'm doing, apparently. Because why not only go to 1 a.m.? Now, is it a really long 1 a.m.? Sure. It's a really long 1 a.m. Is it worth the time? In my opinion. Hello, Fredbear. That's not what I intended on doing, and it could have potentially killed me if Chica was doing what she is. Chica? No Chica? Maybe Chica. No Chica. So, what I'm noticing is I need to always check Bonnie, because I can see Chica. So if I check Bonnie, I don't die to Bonnie. Because if I'm consistently checking for Chica, not only is it draining power, but I can see Chica because I'm looking at the right... I've been an idiot this whole time. Check Foxy. Yeah, I'm fine. Even though that does drain a little bit more power, I think it is best to do it this way instead of the way I was. Because consistency and latency, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely checking Bonnie much sooner in his arrival now that I am not checking Chica as frequently, which means I'm on the camera more, spending that power, meaning Foxy attacks less. Wait, the strats. The strats. Oh, the strats, they're real. They're real. I didn't know they could exist, but they're real. I am glad I didn't have that up. Wait, if I didn't have it up, I would have been dead to begin with. Oh my god, guys, it's 1 a.m. I made it. Let's go. I just beat 1 a.m. at Freddy's. That is like the stupidest thing I've ever said. Like, imagine... I mean, I guess the only game that would really be, like, impactful on would be if I was playing, like, UCN. Oh my god, I made it to 1 a.m. in all max mode. Okay, that would make sense for saying that, but not this one. I should have checked Bonnie first. I made mistakes. I am lucky those mistakes didn't lead to death. But I sure as hell made them. Check Foxy. It's fine. I'm doing really well on power. I can be a little bit lax. Foxy isn't anywhere near running because of how frequently I'm on the cams, so... As long as I'm not dumb, like I usually am, I should be fine. None of my sins have come to haunt me. I don't know, all my sins are probably haunting me. Not like mentally haunting me, no, like physically haunting me. Like, the culmination of my sins is causing me to, like, lose my hair slightly faster, or, like, I don't know. Maybe the culmination of my sins is, like, causing my skin to crawl? Maybe? Or, like really, really small, petty things that you would, like, do to, like, your older sibling for eating your pasta sauce or something like that. Don't ask me why I said eating your pasta sauce. I can't say older sibling because I am the older sibling, but I have 2 younger brothers. I am rambling. I am so sorry. I am mentally dying right now. Oh my god, I survived 3 a.m. at Freddy's. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, this is progress. Foxy is about to run, though, but I've kept a close enough eye on everything. I have the power to spare for that. And that would be his first run. Well, run. So, oh god, I have eaten through my power. What? How did I eat through so much power so fast? How did I eat through so much power in such a short time? What? No! Oh my gods. How? I did all kinds of dumb. Yeah, I'm not winning. Okay, well, I'm just not gonna worry about Foxy anymore. Because he's done his one run, I'm checking frequently enough. Oh, why can't it be 5 already? Begone, rabbit thought. Okay, I need to just continue checking the cams like I have been, but check the doors a little less frequently. It's still not even 5. No. It's still not even 5. I don't know what I did to drain through so much power so fast. But I'm dead. I'm at less than the last time. I am amazed. I ended up with less power this time than I did the last time I got to this point. This is depressing. No, this time I didn't even really mess up with the doors either. I don't... No! Oh... No... I was on the cam just the same. Of course, the one time that I decided I'm not gonna check Foxy this time around and focus on just everyone else is the one time he's the one that shows up. That was unfortunate. Damn. I definitely have it down enough, but that one stupid moment where I closed both doors and panicked. If it wasn't for that panic moment, I could have done it right there. Even if... I mean, yeah, you're right. I could have just closed both doors. Because nobody can kill you if the doors are closed. So theoretically, if I would have taken the time to check once, literally one check is all it took to have delayed him enough, honestly. Because that would have been enough time on the cams, he would not have moved. And Chico was there once. I had the opportunity, but I panicked on both of them being there instead of taking that opportunity to still focus on checking Foxy. I had the power, I had the capability. I literally died because of a stupid mistake. I wasted like 10 power instantly. And it wasn't because I let Foxy run an extra time. It's because I just did as stupid. And now oh my god. It doesn't help that my wrist is going numb. Okay, I know where Chica is. Bonnie was just here. Focus on... Okay, you're in the corner. When you disappear, then check again. Okay. Chica stepping up. Chica stepping down. Chica stepping all around. Check Foxy. Foxy's fine. Okay, 1 a.m. 83. I'll take it. That is extra power. As long... I literally can consistently do this with 20% an hour. Because you're guaranteed a 10% loss. As long as you can keep your direct usage below 10%, you're fine. And you can keep enough power. Without that consistent drain is diabolical, Scott. But on that note, power usage is only bad if you have multiple things running. Just using one is not bad. I'm going to try to consistently keep an eye on Foxy a bit more frequently than last time, just so that he doesn't run as frequently as he did last time. Or, well, I guess he's likely not going to be running that frequently anyway. But I want to make sure that if he does run, I catch him. Oh, I am doing great on power. Okay. Okay. I'm definitely getting better now that I'm using this strategy. It's definitely working a lot more consistently than the prior strategy, which I'm not surprised. Hail to the camera stall. Which unfortunately just seems to be one of the best FNaF strategies. Oh, great! Moving while I'm... Okay, I just can't. I can't. I think that's why I died last time, because I tried doing that. And then somebody happened to move, and it screwed me over. Which is why you wait until... Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You wait until Chica's there so that there isn't movement. Okay. Well, I do need to consistently be checking Foxy, though. Because Foxy's gonna run anytime. And I don't want to be caught lacking. It'd be nice if you'd go ahead and run so I can get that over with. whole load of nothing. Oh, great. Now I don't get to see anything for a moment. Oh, okay. Die! I deserve that. I deserve that. I was also too cautious with Foxy instead of just waiting for Chica. But there's not really... I mean, I guess there is a way to flush Foxy out by just not checking Freddy. So I guess what I should have done in that scenario is I should have just waited in the office, got get Foxy to run, because you get a good amount of time between him leaving and him actually getting to the office, as long as you don't check. Crackhead Fox. I mean, sometimes I wish he'd share, like, honestly. Like, honestly, bro. Honestly. Gotta get stretch in here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just straight up do a full body stretch. I have been sitting for almost 2.5 hours, 2/4, something like that. I need to look at my actual timers. Let's get precise, but just take a moment, limber up my body a bit. I know limbering up my entire body is not going to do much for my single wrist. My poor right wrist. It's evolving. But, you know, on more serious notes, though, this is one of the major reasons why I do not consistently stream yet. And I kind of space things out because I need to slowly work towards extended gameplay. Just so that my wrist doesn't become a limp noodle. Because limp noodle arm is bad. I can tell you, limp arm noodle. Not the greatest. Not the best feeling ever. Especially when you're trying to do things. You know what? There. I'm not gonna tell you what I did. But just know, I did it. You'll never know. They'll never know. They'll never know. I stole a single piece of gum from a shoebox. They'll never know. They'll never know. I sprayed deodorants on your TV. You'll never know. Imagine waking up one day and seeing like sprinkles on your TV, being so confused why there's little sprinkles on your TV, and finding out that your deodorant can is like half gone from what you had it at because somebody just decided to spray your TV with a bunch of deodorant. Like, imagine having a conversation with somebody who does that to you. Like, what would you even say in a situation like that? Like, oh, oh my god, brain work? Maybe? You sprayed deodorant on my thingy. I can't even remember what the thingy is anymore. This is depressing. Okay, there's Chica. Chica's a chicken. Chica's a chicken. If you didn't know, Chica's a chicken. She's a chimkin. She's a checker. I'm gonna be real quiet now because I'm embarrassed about my stutter being so horrible. But just know I do love you guys. I'm not being quiet because I don't have anything to say. I'm being quiet out of embarrassment. And I don't want to continue stuttering so badly. So, now that that's out of the way, how about we're checking the chicken. You're fine. I'm having a very meaningful conversation with Freddy in the current moment. Please, do not get in the way of this very important conversation. You may end up learning about info about the dead body in the vent. It was a really funny story, honestly. 2 maintenance men came crawling through the air vent, and they found a body. The body was of a young child. Comedy gold. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, that sounded really bad. I mean, when you put it like that, I guess it would sound pretty bad. But you know, sometimes you just gotta prevent the procreation of the world. That also sounded really bad. I am okay with children. It's not... okay, this is just getting progressively worse. I'm gonna stop talking now. Because I'm just going to end up getting myself sent to jail. If I am not cautious about my wording. Which I'm not. And I'm not going to be. Oogly boogly oogly oogly. Bunny gone. Chica gone. Okay, honestly, I'm gonna let Foxy go. Or try to get Foxy to go. Because that's a moment I can spend not looking at the cams. It eats 1%. And... you know? Now would be the perfect time, Foxy. Of course not. Why would Foxy go when I want him to go? Why would the man ever do this? No! I did stupid, guys. I did a major stupid. 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 Oh, I... Panic mode initiate. Panic mode failed to save me. That was bad. That was so bad. That went all kinds of wrong. Out of nowhere. That. Oh, that. I even saved myself from Foxy. And I still died because I proceeded to open the door with Bonnie there. That was so dumb. I am so dumb sometimes. Oh my god, I am so dumb. Okay. I got this, guys. I'm good at FNaF. Believe me, I'm good at FNaF. I got the strats, just implications not there. Oh my god. That was not from the game, that's just me trying to reposition myself so I'm not physically dying trying to play this game. Hi. Hello, Fred boy. Moving faster than a speeding duck. I don't know. Is Freddy faster than a speeding duck? Chica's stepping up. Check Foxy. Foxy's fine. She's stepping down. Say things out loud so that you understand that you're not a failure. Checking Bonnie and Freddy repeatedly. Okay, apparently the cam stall on Foxy is real. That, or I was just getting stupidly lucky slash unlucky. I guess it would, in a normal run, be really lucky. But for me, that doesn't feel like luck. That feels like unluck, because I was trying to get him to run, and he just wasn't, and then he finally runs, and that happens to be the one time I forget to have the door closed. So that was fun. Well, that was the first time I had 85% going into 1 a.m. But to be fair, I had them show up like once, so... Obviously, it's not gonna stay. Stepping up. Foxy, you're fine. Stepping down. Oh my gods. I am struggling. This damn door. It's the stupid lights. They don't agree with me, and I misclick all the time. I'm not blaming the game entirely. I mean, sometimes it is the game just not registering that I clicked a second time. A majority of the time is I'm just really, like, on the corner, and it doesn't register. And it's just like, ugh. Although I am curious. I forget your name right now. I do apologize, but whenever you check Foxy, is it purely only when Chica steps up? Or is it just like, do you check other times too? Like if you know he's close to running? Or do you just risk it, I guess? Because that was one thing I was a bit curious about. Because unless if you have moments like that where it's like back-to-back attacks, you're really not going to be looking at him enough then. Unless if you're doing like I have this time and been paying a lot closer attention to Chica and her locationing. Which I guess if you do that, you would have enough power consumption to be able to go check freely. I'm not really one to pay attention to the footstep sounds, but I guess I need to, because that's really giving me a lot of information that I'm just ignoring, I guess. I apologize, I have bad sinus drainage. So if you ever hear me cough like that, just know that's why. Fine. Like, extra, like super fine, kind of fine. Well, 50% at 3 a.m. That's the normal FNaF standard. I'm happy I'm doing it with 1 on max mode, for that matter. Like, I'm impressed with myself here. I deserve that. I don't know why I didn't check the light that time. Anytime I have a really good round, I do something really dumb. And then it screws it over. Wow, Freddy, you were slow today. Like, wow. Gave me a lot of dick around time for the cams. Alright, Chica's busy. Okay, Chica, what you got for me? Not an approach. Okay. Progress. I do apologize for being much quieter this round. I am trying to focus so that I am not doing this for the next half an hour. Because I am going to work tomorrow, and I cannot sit for forever playing FNaF really freaking early in the morning. And so, unfortunately, I do have to say that I am going to have to go to bed soon. I can't guarantee that I beat this live stream. I would love to beat this live stream. This has been, like, something I've always dreamed of being able to do since I got into FNaF and learned of how difficult these games are, and I was able to start playing. Like, already being able to be on par when I'm at my peak capabilities is already astounding. And so, doing this and getting my 3rd star is literally dream come true right there. So theoretically, if you're good enough at this, it is possible to go the entire night without Foxy showing up. You just have to be perfect with your timings. See, the more I have my camera up, the less Foxy moves. The less Foxy moves, the longer I have to wait. The longer I have to wait, the more nervous I get about missing it. The more nervous I get about missing it, the more likely I am to make mistakes. That is a slippery slope. Okay, I did just take care of you. Okay, let's wait for Chica move. Ah, dang it. I know I tend to be slow on that, so I went to check just in case. Chica is going to move soon. Or, Chica's going to move soon. Obviously, Chica's going to move soon. Chica's always moving. So is Bonnie. But I'm worried about Foxy moving. check that time. I almost potentially killed myself because of a stupid thing. Check bunny. Oh my gods. Foxy's gotta be on his way, right? He can't. Huh? What? Huh? I wish you could hear it from the office. This would make this so much easier. There's Chica. Chica did not step up. Okay, I need to let Foxy run, because at this point, I'm not going to win if I don't. But now I just gotta time that. Okay. I'm just not going to open up the monitor anymore. I need to conserve as much power as possible. Thanks, guys. Thank you for pulling me out of monitor retirement. What? So there is no such thing as that, apparently, because apparently at 5 a.m. he doubles. Or some bullshit. That's... Why is it that that time specifically, he decides to be speed? Yeah, I know I don't have to check the right. I do it just because I'm well aware. I do appreciate it. I am well aware of how to do this. I do appreciate the help. And happy birthday, CCRSYN. I am appreciative of you coming and spending it with me this early in the morning. I know this is either really early or really late for a lot of people. So... So, for future reference, don't stop stalling Foxy. Unless if you plan on just power outing. Only do it when you plan on power outing. That's what I'm noticing. Because Foxy moves so fast if you're not on it at all, you're just dead. He's done that to me now twice. From start to finish in just a few moments. And there actually is a reason why I still check the lights on both sides. It's for two reasons. One, in case if I missed something, because with them at all max, I'm not always there fast enough to see it. And I know that sometimes I will miss cues. But the other reason is so that I slow down. Because if I'm moving from one side of the screen to the other, I'm spending less time turning on lights. And the less time I'm spending turning on lights, the more power I can save. And because of the way the parallax works in this game, it's not instant that I can press the buttons. So it makes it to where I'm not just constantly cycling, consuming things if I do them back to back. That's the main reason I do it. It's not even because it's part of the strategy, it is purely to slow myself down, which is literally just a skill issue. But the way I used to do it halfway required me to do that because of how long I was taking in between checking, and I wasn't originally checking the 4B camera. I was staying on 1C and consistently actually checking Foxy. I only tonight started doing this. And if you've watched my prior live stream, you would have seen, hey, he did not do this. Obviously, this is the more optimal strategy. Voice crack. Saves a lot more power, keeps you alive a lot longer. It's a lot harder to make as many mistakes as I was before. And so, you know, with those notes made, it's, you know, relatively obvious that I can do this at this point. This actually has lost a lot of its difficulty to me now, because like I'm consistently able to make it to at least 3 without, you know, dying. And I'm consistently having 85 power at 1 AM, and I'm consistently having 68 power at 2. And consistently Foxy's not running, and you know, I'm just getting more consistent with the beginning part. Now obviously a part of it is luck. I'm not gonna say it's not. But at the same time, there are things you can do to boost your luck, I guess. And oh, hello Chica. Foxy, you're fine. But I forgot what I was talking about. I'm literally looking at Chica and think I need to check on Chica. Okay, that one's just me being dumb. That one's me being silly. Silly ol' Alex. Just doing silly ol' Alex things. Being an ever so slightly silly boy. Like, enough power to have, like, 3 AM time? Like, what? And that's with doing those extra checks on Foxy and trying to get him to run early. Like, I was doing good. Did I make mistakes? Sure. But I was doing good. Even if you can do better, good is better than not good. Okay, what am I doing? I'm getting all flippy-flappy here. Golden Freddy was not in front of me. Which I have yet to see Golden Freddy in this one. I did see him once in 2 tonight, but I have not seen him in 1 yet. And I know he only spawns during night 7. So... oh, I almost killed myself. See, Chica's always so consistent on how long she's there, I almost... That's why I keep making that mistake of opening it early. And it's always like it's specifically at 3 a.m. that she does it. Okay, 4 a.m. 30 power. Right. Okay, well, as long as things continue as they have, Foxy's likely not gonna run at all. Then it comes down to, can I withhold enough power to keep up? I'm hearing a lot of stippy steppies, but I'm not seeing a lot of... That's my Dories. And... mistakes have been made. I don't know why I'm not checking Chica. Okay, I was gonna say, where the heck are you, boy? Okay. I'm gonna power out at this point. I think I am close enough that I should be okay. Please. Please don't make me regret. Oh, I made the right call. Oh, I am so happy. Oh, I am so happy. You know, looking at this, the whole odor thing probably initially had like no significance. It was probably just a little joke he decided to put in. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. I've actually beaten FNaF 1. Like, holy hell. This is... Okay, obviously I don't have a face cam or anything, but I am like actually mildly tearing up from this. Like... I did a thing. Hey, Ma! Can I have a cookie from the jar now? Oh. I. Now, obviously, it's no 8 hours like Markiplier spent. Honestly, wait. FNaF 1's my least played game. Overall, I don't have a whole lot of time spent on it, and the fact that I could do it in like 2 and. No, not 2. Like 4 hours? Going not even fully specifically doing 420? Although I do have to give a lot of credit for, you know, uh, MR man, you, you really, really, like, if it wasn't for you showing, like, telling me your strategy, I would not have done this. Because I don't think me doing my strategy would have worked at all. But oh my god. I got a cookie! Oh my god, I got a cookie. Oh. Tonight has actually been, like, easily my best night streaming. This has been the most people who have ever watched any of my live streams, or for that matter, seen my videos, although my videos aren't exactly the best put together. Which is why I'm just doing live streams. It's much better anyway, in my opinion, but not only have I broken my record on viewers, I beat FNaF 1 on the 11th anniversary of FNaF. I am reeling right now. Like, this is actually. Man, the processing takes a minute. I guess this would be a great time to do like a review on the game then. Definitely the least, like, it's, to me, FNaF 1 seems really underrated, along with FNaF 3. They seem to be the ones that are talked about the least, but because of the way the lore is, they've been broken down the most already, so I guess when I got into it, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about anymore. And from a gameplay standpoint, they were never the most interesting to me. They were very, very straightforward, in my opinion. And FNaF 3 itself seemed pretty easy. Which, you know, first try getting through Night 6 when I first played it was, you know, obviously a big telltale. Now, I'm obviously haven't gotten to FNaF 3 in the live stream yet. What I'll probably do next time around is the same as I did this time. But I'm not waiting till the FNaF 2 anniversary. No, I plan on live streaming before that. I'll probably play FNaF 3, beat the main 5 nights, attempt Night 6, and more likely than not, knowing FNaF 3, I'll probably be able to beat Night 6 without too much of an issue. And then attempting the challenge runs and doing those. And then doing Nightmare. If I'm remembering correctly, there are challenges in that one. Maybe I'm just thinking of FNaF 4 with the challenges. But either way, be doing as much as I can in one sitting, and then, you know, if I'm just not making any progress, hop back on the older one. Now, as I'm wrapping up the stream here and moving forward, I will be live streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Brusha update, which I have heard that it is a main, so I'm curious to see how that's gonna look and work as a Twisted, because if it is a main, that's going to be a new gimmick entirely, more likely than not, so you know, that's gonna be cool. On top of that, you know, first time live streaming in a while today. This one was kind of rushed since I was only reminded at work at like 6 in the afternoon. I'm like, wait, what? So, you know, I appreciate you, if I can talk right. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope the audio was much better this time. I realized earlier on when you guys were telling me, hey, your audio is still really quiet and the game's really loud, that I hadn't actually changed the audio for the game because I was recording through a different thing than I thought I was for audio. Because that was purely the gameplay, not audio. I was recording my audio through my desktop. So that was fun figuring out on the spot and be like, wait a minute. But on that, I am going to leave it to you guys for any last minute questions. I know, you know, I'm not on the most. I don't post a whole lot. I'm still relatively new to the scene when it comes to posting and streaming and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, curiosities, cookies, I'll take more cookies if you got those. Ah, damn. Never in my life did I think I would be sitting here and actually, like, beating the all max modes on these games. I've gone through and I've beaten so many different fan games, but I've always held the FNaF games on like a separate pedestal, I guess. Because the fan games, like, I've beaten the max mode for A Bite at Freddy's. I've beaten the max mode for, actually I'm working on beating the max mode for Five Nights at Friedrich's, which that one's still newer. But I did completely beat the demo. Now that was on the old computer, so I would have to re-download the demo or transfer my data in order for it to register, because it actually gives you demo stars for that one. Too Many Nights, I'd done all unlocks. Pop Goes, I did everything but beat all max, but I did beat all 15. Let's see, what other ones have I done? Like, I've done a lot over the last few years. And, you know, now that I'm live streaming, I may go back to doing that. Although, my most notable one will probably be Maniac Mania. Absolutely love the Five Nights at Sonic's Maniac Mania. Smeller Furcifer did a great job on that game. It was actually the first ever FNaF fan game that I beat too. Like 100%. The only thing I never did was beat the Encore mode, which is essentially the after game. After you beat all max mode, you unlock the lab mode, and you deal with the Phantom Ian thing. All that jazz. Sorry, my headset's dying now. I'm rambling again. I apologize. But, you know, I appreciate you guys. You guys have been a great audience. I've loved, you know, dying and coming back and seeing, oh, you had that. Oh, you got this, man. It's kind of refreshing after a loss, seeing the positivity of the chat. And I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. but I've drawn this on long enough. You guys enjoy your night or morning if you just woke up, for those that are working your third shifts. Go out, enjoy the day, enjoy celebrating FNaF 1 and the entirety of FNaF as a whole, since this is also the day the whole series started. Do be looking if you are interested in seeing Dandy's World tonight. It will be probably 11 o'clock again when I get started, but I will be playing through and seeing what all the new update has to offer, showing off maybe some of, the new things, if there are new things to show off. I have been, grinding out the game, collecting the Iker, and getting the rest of the skins, since that's all that's left for me to get. But, with that, you guys all have a wonderful night, enjoy your evenings, mornings, and have a generally great day.